Hey everyone, welcome to part 7 of this trophy and achievement guide for Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Thanks to all of you for coming along on this journey with me, and a special thanks to all of the channel members who helped to support the channel. I really appreciate it. And now without further ado, let's dive into it. Picking up where we left off last time, let's go through the little canyon and then over into the building nearby. Once the camera pans down, then you can start to run away from the camera all the way down the walkway until you can get inside the building. This is the Galbadia Garden, and it does not train seeds like what Balamb Garden does. Instead, it focuses on technology, which you probably noticed from the opening cutscene. Wow, completely different! Sure is quiet. I like it. Could you leave this one up to me? I've been here several times, and I know the headmaster pretty well. I'll go and explain our situation. Quistis is removed from the party, but we'll put Zell in her place. We don't have to worry about the junction exchange, though, because we're going to put Quistis back in soon. And now we're going to follow Quistis into the Galbadian Garden main area. We'll start running forward, and then we'll get a notice that the Balamb Garden seed members need to go and wait in the second floor reception room. Within this glowing pillar of light, there's actually a draw point for the haste spell, so let's go ahead and draw that with any of our party members. And now we're going to continue going forward toward the top of the screen and into the hallway. We'll keep going forward one more time into the hallway. And then we'll go through the door on the right and then up the stairs. If we head toward the bottom of the screen, there's a door here. Let's go inside for a cutscene. Let's start by going over and talking to Zell. How long are they going to make us wait? How'd it go? They understand our situation. And Balamb Garden is safe. The attack on the president in Timber was classified as an independent action. There was an official notice from the Galbadian government saying that Balamb Garden is not being held responsible. So, Seifer's taking all the blame? The trial's over, and the sentence has been carried out. He was executed? Of course he was. He attacked the president. He sacrificed himself for the forest owls. It was your group that got Seifer involved in all this. You're a resistance faction, right? You must have been prepared for the worst. I'm sure Seifer was prepared too. So don't think of it as Seifer sacrificing himself for you. I'm sorry, I guess that wasn't much consolation. Now let's go talk to Renoa. I really liked him. He was always full of confidence, smart. Just by talking to him, I felt like I could take on the world. Your boyfriend? I don't really know. I think I was in love. I wonder how he felt. Do you still like him? If I didn't, I wouldn't be talking about it. It was last summer. I was 16. Lots of fond memories. And now let's go over and talk to Quistis. I don't have any good memories of him. I've seen some troubled children, but he was beyond troubled. Well, he wasn't really a bad guy. Now we can talk to Zell. I didn't like the guy, but executed? And finally, go talk to Selphie. You really hated Seifer, didn't you, Zell? Yeah, but he was from Garden. He was one of us. If I can, I want to get revenge. I liked him. Wasn't really a bad guy. He was one of us. Seifer, you've become just a memory. Will they talk about me this way if I die too? Squall was this and that, using past tense, saying whatever they want. So this is what death is all about. And now the game makes you wait for a moment while Squall thinks about it. Not for me. I won't have it. What's wrong, Squall? I won't have it. What? Are you mad? I'm not having anyone talk about me in the past tense. And then after Squall storms out, let's go back downstairs. And keep running toward the camera so that we can go into the next area. And keep going forward for another scene. Yo, Squall! What are you doing here? What am I doing? I'm a messenger, you know? Brought you a new order from Headmaster Sid, you know? What kind of order? I don't know. Gave it to the head honcho here. Just did what Headmaster Sid wanted, you know?
Explain.
We were supposed to go to Timber, but the trains have stopped, so we had no other choice but to come here. Kinda relieved to see you guys here.
Seifer?
Oh yeah, wasn't Seifer with you? I believe Seifer may be dead. I heard he was tried in Galbadia and then executed.
Lies.
That's gotta be a lie, you know? There's no way he'd put up with a trial, you know? Or an execution for that matter. It's just so not Seifer, you know?
Fine.
Oh what? We're gonna meet up with Seifer? Well, see ya, Squall. We're gonna head off to Galbadia to look for Seifer. After the scene, let's keep running back toward the front gate, and we'll get a notice that our seed party from Balamb Garden should assemble at the front gate. Now let's go over and talk to Quistis. Okay, it's time to meet. Let's go. Let's follow Zell and Quistis toward the front gate, and then we'll continue to run toward the camera until we can get over by Renoa. She's going to be on the right side of... Oh, I think that's him. Just pretend I'm a... Good day. I have official orders from Headmaster Sid addressed to you. Following. After careful consideration of our options, we have decided to fully assist and cooperate with Headmaster Sid. Actually, we too have been planning for this for quite some time now. In order to stress the importance of this mission, I must first brief you on the current situation. At ease. You all know about the sorceress being appointed as. However, this ambassador thing is just a cover-up. There will be. The sorceress creates fear among people, therefore peace talks are impossible. Galbadia is planning to use this fear to negotiate favorable conditions for itself. It is clear that Galbadia's ultimate goal is world domination. Garden. It is a fact that the sorceress is planning to use this garden as her base. We have very few options available to us. We entrust world peace and the future to you. Details of the mission are enclosed in these official orders. Any questions? The orders say by means of a sniper. We have no one with that skill. Don't worry about it. Let me introduce an elite sharpshooter from Galbadia Garden. Kiros. This is Irvine Kiros. He will be your sharpshooter. Leave whenever you're ready. Failure is not an option. As Martine drives away, we can go over and talk to Irvine. Looks like I'm with you, Rubes from Balamb. Greetings. Zell, why do you have to overreact to everything? You cool with me helping you? That depends on your attitude. I say things that get a rise out of some people. Just don't let it bother you and we'll get along fine. I shouldn't put him together with Zell. What kind of orders did we get? This is no ordinary mission. It's a direct order from both Balamb and Galbadia Garden. We're to assassinate the sorceress. We're to shoot her from afar. Kiros will be our sharpshooter. We're to support Kiros to our fullest. Should the sniper fail, we are to attack head-on. Thanks for the support, but I never miss my target. Eliminate the sorceress, that's our order. We're going to head to the capital of Galbadia, Delling City. There, we'll meet up with General Caraway to go over the details for the plan. Let's get going. Well then, We'll need to choose a party for the trip to Deadling City. How's this? That's no good. I'll decide. We're going to create a party that contains Quistis and Selfie. There. What? Are you serious? I've balanced out the party. So you want me to take care of this guy, eh? I'll teach you some seed manners. Catch you later, alligator. Hey! I may need to switch party members often. Let me just confirm how to go about it. At the switch, party members and junction can be switched. To change party members, select Switch Member. Choose a replacement, then select the member being replaced. The members will switch places. However, please note that there are times when certain characters cannot join the party. The other command, Junction Exchange, exchanges the magic, GF, junctioned magic, and abilities between characters. This way, the replacing member can take over all abilities at once. The process is the same as Switch Member. Select a replacement, then the member to be replaced to activate the command. Please note that this process may change the member's current HP. This concludes the switch explanation. Well, now we're outside of the Galbadia Garden. We want to go right back inside. This part is completely optional, but it's mostly focused on getting some really cool triple Triad cards. So let's go back inside of Garden, and then we'll go through the front gate section all the way inside to where the save point is. We'll go ahead and save the game really quick just in case something goes wrong in the next triple Triad matches, and then we're going to keep going over toward the right side of the screen. Once we're in this hallway, keep running toward the camera and go through the door on the right side of the screen. There's a girl in this room who has like a red scarf on. If you challenge her to a match of triple Triad, she's going to want to mix the rules. We'll say no and keep doing that until she stops asking if we want to mix the rules. Once she stops asking, let's go ahead and play some cards against her. By this point, we have a really good hand that should allow us to win pretty easily. We've got Seifer, Zell, Quistis, Diablo, and Siren. This opponent uses a lot of boss cards that are also outlined in gold. They're not stronger than the cards that we have, but they're definitely unique and pretty cool additions to our deck, especially if you're looking at getting all of the cards and completing the total collection. There isn't a trophy or achievement in the Final Fantasy VIII Remastered version of the game for collecting all the cards, but if you're a completionist, then play her a few times until you collect a lot of those boss cards. Once you've had your fill playing triple Triad against this opponent and getting lots of boss cards, we can head back out to the main lobby. I mentioned before that you should really try to get 20 Alnoil cards. Most of them are found earlier in the game, either in the Balamb Garden or by getting them through Zell's mom. However, there is one more person that we can get Alnoil cards from, and he's located right here in the Galbadia Garden. This is the last opportunity to get them. I only collected 14 Alnoil cards so far, so I've got to go farm 6 more of them until I get up to a total of 20. key, and that will allow me to get Squall's ultimate weapon very early on in the game. We ultimately want to go out the top left corner hallway, but on the way there you might be able to pick up some more haste from the draw point in the middle of the glowing pillar of light. And then we're going to go into this hallway and go a little bit further in. Now if you look at the stairs, you should be able to see a kid with blonde hair coming down the stairs. If you don't see him within the first couple seconds, leave the room and come back, and then he should arrive pretty shortly. When you see him come down, we want to challenge him to a game of cards. He's not very difficult, but he's the only one that has the El Noel card. So go ahead, if you haven't gotten your 20 El Noel cards already, try to get them from him. All in all, it did take quite a while for me to get them all because it wasn't a very common occurrence for him to play those El Noels, but it took me about an hour to get to the remaining 6 El Noel cards, and now I've got 20 of them, and I can go ahead and leave. Now let's make our way back out into the main lobby area, and then we'll go over and save the game. Now we'll head through the hallway right by that save point, go through the front gate, and then exit out of the Galbadia Garden completely. Once you get outside, you can rotate the camera a little bit and you should see a very nearby train. Let's go ahead and board it. Once we get inside, just run up the stairs, talk to the station attendant at the top, and for the low cost of only 3,000 gil, he'll allow us to go over to Delling City. So let's go ahead and say yes and hop aboard the train. Confirming. Access granted. You caught on! When Selfie runs off, try to go back through the door that we used to get on the train to continue. This train, bound for Delling City, will be departing shortly. This is the only train bound for Delling City anyway. Perhaps it's fate. So, what do we do about him? Let's go follow him over into the back room by Selfie. Selfie, we're destined to be together. Yeah, right. A sigh of love? No. Pardon me. Renoa. Irvine Kineas, you're playing a major role in this mission. Now behave yourself. No one understands me. Sharpshooters are loners by nature. We hone our instincts, pour our whole being into a single bullet. The pressure of the moment, an instant attention. That's what I have to face alone. It's not easy. So like, just do me a favor and let me be. You get my drift? There was no damage to the train from that, minor vibration. I, repeat. There was no damage to the train from that, minor vibration. And now we take a short train ride over to Delling City. Once we arrive, we're going to start running toward the camera until we get into a new area. Now stick over toward the left side of the screen to take the up escalator up, and then you'll get a short cinematic. Squall, we should get going. We're heading for Caraway's mansion. It's in the government district. We're here as backup from Galbadia Garden. Don't blow our cover. Is the Guna here now? Let's head straight ahead away from the screen and then over to the right to get to a new area. We'll talk to the nearby man in green, and he's going to be working for the bus company. As soon as the bus arrives, then we're going to talk to him again and go to Caraway's mansion. And now that we're here, we'll press triangle to get off. We're in the bus that's over on the right side of the screen. Once we get off the bus, we'll go a little bit toward the right and talk to Caraway's guard. General Caraway's mansion is right through this gate, but I can't just let you walk in. I believe he's been informed of our arrival. Yes, indeed, but I was ordered not to let you through until your skills have been tested. We're seeds, you know. Test our skills? What does he want us to do? The tomb of the unknown king to the northeast. All you have to do is go there. It's real simple, but you have to bring back proof that you were there. A code number. A code number? What a bummer! There are many students like yourself who wish to call on General Caraway. There was a student from Galbadia Garden yesterday who has yet to return from the test at the Tomb of the Unknown King. The Tomb of the Unknown King is located northeast of the city. Your objective is to go to the Tomb of the Unknown King, look for traces of this lost student, and return with his ID number. You should be able to find what you're looking for shortly after you go in. The ID number should be written on it. I don't recommend going any further than you have to. You may never make it back alive. Anyway, here's a map for you. Press the touchpad while inside the Tomb of the Unknown King to bring it up. Press triangle again while the map is displayed to escape from the dungeon, but just remember your seed rank will go down. He sells a lot of stuff that we don't need right now, so let's save the gil and just choose to have him escort us out of town. Alright, I'll accompany you out. It's quite convenient if you rent a car when you travel outside. It's a really short trip, so don't even worry about renting a car, just run toward the left side of the screen to exit. Before we get going, let's open up the menu, and then we want to go to Junction, Quistis, and we're going to set her ability. Down on the bottom, we're going to give her encounter half so we don't get into as many encounters. If you've been playing a lot of Triple Triad, you might have encountered the Abyss Worm, and if you use the card mod ability on the Abyss Worm card, then you can transform it into a windmill. The Thrust Avises in this area also drop the windmill, but it's a pretty rare drop. This isn't really necessary, but it's very helpful if you can get your hands on 15 windmills. That way we can use the Team Magic Refine ability to turn those windmills into 20 tornadoes. So by using 5 windmills, I can get 100 tornadoes, and I'm going to give 100 tornadoes to Squall, to Quistis, and to Selfie. Tornado is a very powerful magic that we can get a hold of pretty early in the game, and it's going to stick with us for quite some time. Now we can go up to the Junction command, we'll choose Squall, we will hit Auto, and attack, and his strength jumps from 52 up to 80, so that is a big improvement to his strength stat. Selphie can't junction strength, but it still gives a big boost to her vitality, and with Quistis, we're going to get a big boost of strength going all the way up to 70. Again, this isn't a necessary step, so don't feel bad if you don't have enough windmills in order to get up to 100 tornadoes, but it is very useful if you can. Let's turn our camera so that we're facing down this long peninsula, and then we'll start running toward the end of it. It's pretty handy if you have the character who's junctioned with Diablos to also have the encounter half ability, just to avoid some fights, or you can just disable it with the boost. And then we're going to run all the way to the end of this peninsula, and we can go in the Tomb of the Unknown King. Float! That will have some relevance pretty soon. On the left side of the screen is going to be a draw point. Let's go over there and draw the magic that's there. It's the protect spell. It doesn't really matter who draws it. Now we're going to proceed on. There is a save point on the right side if you want to use it. Otherwise, just keep running along the path and go into the tomb. From here, run straight forward and into a new area. On the right side of the screen is going to be a sword. Let's inspect it and you'll get a number. You need to remember that number. Mine is 124. Yours will be something else because it's random. Then take the right path at the intersection. From here, run forward and into a new area. Then go forward to the intersection and turn right. Then run forward and go into a new area. Go to the intersection and turn right. Again, go forward and into a new area. And here you'll see a statue in front of us. Let's go interact with it. Grrr, who's there? We're put into a fight against an enemy called Sacred, and there's a special gimmick to this fight. As long as the enemy's feet are on the ground, he'll keep getting healed. But we don't have any way to counter that just yet. That'll come in later on. This enemy is very easy to defeat, especially because we're at a low level and we've junctioned a lot toward our strength stat. So let's go ahead and just do one round of attack, and Squall should be strong enough to finish him off really quickly. They're pretty strong. Because it was a boss fight, we get no experience, but we still will get some items as well as some AP, and we got 20 AP, which is enough for Quetzalcoatl to learn HP Junction. Siren learns Magic plus 20%. It ain't over! Sacred runs off, revealing a save point. Before we move on, if your Guardian Forces learn new abilities, always make sure that you go in and set new abilities. So Quetzalcoatl is going to start learning Magic plus 20%. Siren also learned a new ability, so let's go over there and select a new ability for Siren to learn. Because we just mastered Magic plus 20%, we get a new option of an ability to learn, and that's Magic plus 40%. So let's start learning that one. And then after that, we'll just close out the menu and then run toward the camera to go into a new area. Let's go forward and into a new area. There may be some enemy encounters that pop up. If that happens, just run away from them. Go to the intersection and turn right. Now go forward and into a new area. Go to the intersection and turn right. Go forward and into a new area. Go to the intersection and turn right. And then go forward into a new area. This whole place is just forward, right, forward, right, forward, right, on repeat. There's a draw point over here, so let's go ahead and draw some magic. This is the float spell, and it's going to be very useful. So we'll give that one to Quistis, and now we have 10 floats to use later on. On the right side of the room is going to be a chain that we can interact with, and once we use it, then this place will start to flood, and that will open up a new area for us. So let's go ahead and leave this room as we run toward the camera, and then once again, we're going to repeat that same pattern. Go forward. Then go to the intersection and turn right. Go forward. Go to the intersection and turn right. Go forward. Go to the intersection and turn right. And then go forward again. In this room, there's a draw point on the right-hand side. Let's go ahead and draw some Kiros from this. There is a save point here if you want to use it. Otherwise, go to the left side and interact with the cogs on the wall. That's going to start the water wheel turning. And once it's moving, let's go ahead and leave the screen toward the camera and then repeat that same pattern. Go forward, go to the intersection and turn right. Go forward, go to the intersection and turn right. Go forward, go to the intersection and turn right. Go forward. And we find ourselves back outside. Let's go ahead and run over to the save point just to save the game because we're going to get into a boss fight very soon and we'll just lock in our progress here. Now that the game has been saved, let's go back inside the tomb. This part's really easy, just keep running straight ahead and you'll go exactly where you need to go. We'll run past the sword that we interacted with earlier, keep going straight ahead. Keep going straight ahead. And now we'll go ahead one more time and into the area straight ahead of us. And here we get a scene when we approach Sacred.
You back again? Took it easy on you last time, but not this time. This time, my big bro is with me. Now's your chance to run away, man. Bro!
Yeah, bro.
Yo, bro, these guys crashed the tomb. Plus, they attacked me.
Oh, really? They attacked you? Not bad for a human. D, the older brother is so cute.
Yo, bro, they're making fun of us.
Foolish little humans. I'll show you not to judge a book by its cover. Alright, super easy boss fight time against both Sacred and Minotaur combined. This fight has the same gimmick as before, where if the enemy's feet are touching the ground, they'll constantly get healed. Luckily, Quistis has the float spell now, so let's cast it on Sacred, who's on the left side of the screen. And now that he's up in the air, he won't be able to get healed anymore. We'll have our other party members just start attacking, and Sacred should go down really quickly. For right now, we don't really care if Minotaur on the right side is getting healed. He's already at full health, so that healing doesn't really do anything for him. We're just going to focus down Sacred to get rid of him.
Bro, I lost.
And now we can turn our attention onto Minotaur, who's a little bit stronger than Sacred is, but again, he goes down really quickly. If you feel like it, you can use the float spell just to get him off the ground, but honestly, we cannot damage him more than what he heals, so it's at your discretion whether you want to cast float on him or not. Squall should be able to kill him with just a couple attacks anyway, so go ahead, either cast float and get him off the ground to prevent his healing, or just power through and take him down quick. The brothers defeated? Mighty ones! May we join you? There you go, that fight's over and we're going to get all of our rewards. We don't get any experience because it's a boss battle, that's good for us, but we still get some good items, including a new triple Triad card, the Sacred card. We also get a lot of AP for this fight, enough for Shiva to learn Elemental Attack Junction and Ifrit to learn Strength plus 20%. We also get the Brothers Trophy or Achievement because we now have access to the Guardian Force Brothers. You can go ahead and name it whatever you want to. I'll keep it as Brothers and we'll move on from here. You are quite the powerful ones who have defeated the two brothers. Thanks to you, I am now free from this cramped stone coffin. However, there is something I have been thinking of for a very long time. Is it really necessary to entomb those traveling to the other world, after such a long and tiring journey through life? And after that short scene, we receive the Minotaur Triple Triad card. Now we can run toward the camera to go into a new screen, run toward the camera again to go back to the main hallway. And now we'll just keep running away from the camera for a few screens so that we can exit the tomb entirely. Let's start making our way back toward the entrance, and if you want to, you can go ahead and use that save point, and it is also possible for that nearby draw point to also be back and active. So let's go ahead and use it if possible, just to draw some more protect magic. Now we can leave and exit out onto the world map. Now let's turn the camera and start running back the way we came. We want to go all the way back to Delling City. We were told about renting cars earlier, and now we're going to. So let's talk to the man over here, and we're going to spend 3,500 gil to get a car. Now that we're outside with the car, we want to turn it a little bit over toward the left and then start going straight ahead. You're going to see a road going out in front of you. Let's start following that road. And then there's going to be a little canyon here with what looks like a bridge. Let's go through that canyon and over the bridge. When you see timber up ahead, we can start to turn over toward the left, and we can follow the road around toward the left side here. You can't drive your car through the forest, just stick to the roads. Continue through this little canyon, and then follow the road over toward the right. This takes us all the way back to Delet. Now let's get out of the car and go into town. We need to make our way back to the pub where the Queen of Cards is, so either go left and start running around where the hotel is and make your way back to the pub, or you can go the right path for a change in scenery. Just keep working your way around until you get back to that pub. Starting here, it should look pretty familiar to you because when we did the seed exam, this is where we came up. Now we'll keep running forward and into the new area. And the pub's over on the left side. Let's go inside and then we'll go up the stairs. If you have Move Find equipped, then you're able to see this save point, so let's go ahead and use it. Now let's go over and talk to the Queen of Cards, and when we're given an option for what dialogue choice we want the last one, about your artist's father. Once again, she's going to tell us that her father is a painter and he paints triple triad cards, but he really wants a sacred card, and luckily for us, we just got a sacred card. So let's go ahead and challenge her to a match of triple triad, and then we're going to intentionally lose the sacred card to her. So let's choose the sacred card that we just picked up, and then we're going to choose a bunch of very low level cards that we don't need. And now we want to intentionally play poorly so that we lose this sacred card to her. Now that we lost the sacred card, she's going to be able to give that to her father, who's going to create an even better card for us later on. When you talk to her after losing that sacred card, then she's going to tell you where she plans to go next. And we want her to give a specific answer. If she says Galbadia, that is the wrong answer. We do not want her to go there. Instead, we want her to return to Balamb. So if that's the case and she says that she's going to Galbadia, you want to go ahead and close out the game. Open up the menu, hit exit, and then exit the game. Now we can reload the save that we made up here right before challenging the Queen of Cards. Now we have to reset the RNG a little bit, and to do that we're going to go over to the man in the VIP room over toward the right side. If we challenge him to one game, that may be enough to get her to change where she's going to go after we lose the sacred card to her again. So go ahead and challenge him to a match. Once that's over, then we're going to head back to the Queen of Cards. We're going to challenge her again. We're going to intentionally lose the sacred card to her again, and then we're going to talk to her. And after all of that, then she should be willing to travel over to Balamb, which is what we really want. And there you go, we got confirmation that she's going to Balamb, which is exactly what we want, and now we can go ahead and leave the pub. Let's start running up toward the top of the screen to go into a new area. There's a shop on the right side called Nautilus. Let's go in there and choose the shop option, and we're going to buy a new item that we haven't bought before, the fuel, for 3,000 gil. That's going to allow us to travel further in the car because the cars do in fact run out of gas if you drive them too far, and that's not good. When you make it back to the plaza area with the statue, you can go ahead and use the draw point over here for some free silent spells. Remember, we have to draw from world draw points 100 times in total in order to get a trophy or achievement. Now let's just leave Delete entirely by continuing to run up toward the top of the screen. Once we're outside, we're going to jump back into our car, we'll turn around and start following the road back the way that we came. We'll go through this canyon and then continue to follow the road over toward the left. We'll go between these forests here, and we want to go back toward Timber, but before we actually get there, we're going to turn toward the right and then follow the road as we travel along the shoreline, and then we're going to go back through this canyon with the bridge, and that's going to take us back to the desert area. We're then going to continue over toward the right, just follow that road all the way around. Our ultimate destination is going to be going back to Deling City. And as we turn to the right, it's just over here on top of the hill, so let's drive over there. You can drive the car directly inside. And now we're going to run over toward the right side of the screen to go into a new area. We can run forward and then over toward the right. Once again, we're going to talk to the man monitoring the buses, and we're going to choose to go to Caraway's mansion. But really, we're not going to go there just yet. We're going to go past it and go to a different area. So don't press triangle when you see Caraway's mansion the first time. You want to just keep going to a different area. We don't want to stop at the presidential residence, so keep going. We do want to stop at the shopping arcade, so let's go ahead and stop right here. Now, right where you get off, if you go up just a little bit, there's going to be this man dressed in all black. He looks really blurry against the background, so he's hard to see, but we can actually challenge him to a game of triple triad, and he has a very important card for us. So let's go ahead and play him, and there's a good chance that we can get the Kiros card. Now that we have the Kiros card, we've got a couple options. We can either talk to the bus attendant, and he's going to tell us that the next bus is going to the Galbadia Hotel, but we can also just run away from the camera toward the top of the screen, and we can just go to that area ourselves. So we're just going to do that for the sake of time, run toward the top of the screen, and we'll find ourselves in front of the hotel in no time. Now let's go into the hotel. And then we want to talk to the person behind the desk. We'll choose to spend 100 gil to stay in the room here, and when we do that, we're going to be able to get a Timber Maniacs magazine. It's hidden on the floor behind the bed in the middle. Here you can see it tucked right behind the corner here. Let's go ahead and read it. And once you finish reading it, we can go ahead and leave this room by heading down toward the bottom of the screen. And now we can leave the hotel entirely and go back out onto the street. Right in front of us is another bus attendant, so let's go ahead and talk to him. It's going to take us for a little bit of a ride here. We ultimately need to go back to Caraway's mansion, so we just have to take a little bit of a bus ride here, and eventually we're going to get to Caraway Mansion. And now that we're here, let's go ahead and press triangle to get off, and then we're going to talk to Caraway's guard on the right side again. Yes, what is it? We're ready to answer. This is a little bit tricky because the number that I got was 124, but it says enter ones first. That means we start with the 4, and then we have to enter the 10s, which is the 2, and then we have to enter the hundreds, which is the 1. So let's start off by entering 4 first, and then we'll enter 2, and then we'll enter 1. If you only had a 2-digit number, like 24, you would enter 420. That's correct. Please, right this way. And we'll follow him over toward the right side. Let's continue running forward to the mansion. Both Balamb and Galbadia Garden are joining forces with the general from the Galbadian army. Why? No point in me thinking about it. Seeds aren't meant to question why. Well, let's use the nearby save point, and this is where we're going to end part 7. In part 8, we're going to wrap up the rest of disc 1. Thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and consider subscribing. I'll see you soon for part 8. Until then, thanks for watching and have a good day.